Hello, lovely viewers. It's been a while. I hope you're all doing great. Okay, so today I'll be talking about vaginal discharges, and I'll just give a brief introduction. We just have a brief introduction of vaginal discharges, and then some other time I'll go into details. Okay, so vaginal discharges are actually normal. Like every female must have vaginal discharges, but one thing is that these vaginal discharges actually cleanse the vagina from bacteria and from dead cells as well, and it actually makes the place like lubricated. Okay, so it's normal for every female to have vaginal discharges, but once you realize that these vaginal discharges actually come more than usual, okay, so like you know yourself very well, every lady knows their body well, so you should know as to whether this discharge is the normal amount. So you know the normal amount of discharge. Okay, so when you realize that the amount is more than the normal, and you realize that it has a smell, most of this normal vaginal discharge doesn't have smells. Okay, so when it comes with a bad smell or like a foul smell, maybe a fishy smell or like a rotten egg smell, then you should know that there is a question mark. And also about the thickness, or let me say how thick the vaginal discharge is. Normal vaginal discharges actually differ from when there is something wrong. So you know yourself, maybe your normal vaginal discharge isn't really thick, it's a bit light. Then when you realize it's become thicker than usual, then you should know that maybe there is something wrong. You have to check what's wrong. And also the normal color as well. The normal color for these vaginal discharges, like milky or transparent. Okay, so when you realize that it's red or it's yellowish or greenish, then you should know that I think I have to check something somewhere. And also when it comes with some signs and symptoms as like maybe itching or something like that, then that one should also tell you that there is something wrong somewhere. Okay, so when you realize that let's say your normal vaginal discharge, the amount is more than it's supposed to be, the color is different, the smell is different, the thickness is different, and it also comes with other signs and symptoms like itching or irritation or redness or something, then I think you should see your gynecologist, so that you should know your gynecologist will run a series of lab tests that will help them to make their diagnosis, to know if there is something wrong, like maybe if it's something serious, maybe it's just because you're having irregular menstrual cycle, or maybe because you're having an STI, or probably it could be as a result of the environment you find yourself in, or it could also be as a result of your diet. Maybe the kind of food you are eating doesn't help balance the bacteria down there. All these actually affects. Okay, so when you realize that your vaginal discharge isn't normal like it's supposed to be, you just see your gynae and then they tell you what to do. I would advise that self-treatment, or let me say self-medication, shouldn't be practiced. Like you realize there's something wrong and then you make your own diagnosis and then you start treating yourself. For all you know, the lab results will think maybe probably because you've eaten more, let's say the kind of food you've eaten has actually increased the bacteria down there, but maybe you think it's an STI and then you begin treating yourself for an STI. So I will entreat all of us to stop self-medication or self-treatment, self-diagnosis. All right, so that is all for today. Okay, at the right time, as I mentioned, we have the thickness, we have the color, we have the smell, we have the amount, and then we have whether it comes with other signs and symptoms. So at the right time, we are going to take all these factors into details, and then we get to know if the various colors and then the diseases or maybe some conditions they are related to, the smell and maybe if you have a fishy smell, what it tells. If you have egg rotten egg smell, what it tells. When you have a red color, what it tells. Greenish color, what it tells. Yellow color, or when it's watery, what it tells you. When it's too thick, what it tells you. When it's like a cottage cheese, what it tells you. Okay, so at the right time we are going to go further into details, and then we get to know vaginal discharges is actually a very important and vital part of female hygiene. It's really important. So at the right time we are going to get to know more about this. So after all this, when you realize that this and this and this is wrong, maybe you get to see your gynae early, and then you are free from it. Please watch out for more updates on this video. Thank you so much, and give me a thumbs up if you feel this video was the video content was informative, and subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and you can leave your comments below. Any suggestions you have or any questions, you can just drop it in the comment. Thank you so much. I love you, and Merry Christmas in advance to all of you. I love you. Bye bye.